Hello, and welcome back to the channel. This is my second time recording this intro, because I, as you may know, meant to make this video like 2 weeks ago, but then I got COVID, and so much time has passed that it just feels weird to use a 2-week-old clip. So I'm gonna have some footage I did when I started cleaning stuff out. As you can see, it does not look like it normally does. And one thing I wanted to mention, I just wanted to say thank you for all the well wishes I received when I announced that I would not be posting a video due to COVID. It was very sweet of all of you, and I really appreciate it. And we have reached, this is a little late in the game because it happened while I was sick, but we have reached 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and that's very, very exciting. I never expected us to reach that milestone so soon. But yeah, let's get on to the tour of the old art space, and then on to rearranging furniture, which is fun. It's actually very difficult in my house, but we're gonna make it work. Alright, you can see that okay. Alright, so this is the hutch that sits behind my desk in all of my previous videos. Fun fact, they were actually a single piece of furniture once upon a time, and I refinished the desk to be dark wood again because it was actually originally a fairly dark wood. You can see under here where I've removed something. And I would like to refinish this someday, but today is not that day. So we're going to be putting them back together to make room for the new desk. But we're going to move you around so you can see the other part, which is the part that you don't really get to see in my videos so much. I mean, you see the top of it, but you can see my tea here, and my phone, and my lens cap. So this is my portable drafting table. I really love this. It's great. This is my drawer of chaos. This drawer contains my colored pencils in this case, my Koinura magic pencils, and my Gansai Tambai paints down at the bottom. In the new setup, I would like to not have so many things stacked, hopefully, because it does make it a little bit annoying to get to things. Not annoying, I just tend to forget that things exist when they're stacked under stuff. And this is just like a rag that I use for watercolor painting. They end up in random places. This drawer contains all of my ink stuff, as well as extra tape, and this is a box of stickers. And this drawer is where I keep my Marvi Le Pen fine liners, my graphitin pencils, my handmade watercolors, and my Pentel color pens. This is where I keep a good portion of my watercolors. I can't really set this drawer down because the thing that holds it in broke off, but I used to keep some of them in the hutch, and then I would keep some of them here, the ones that couldn't be stored vertically because things would fall out. So vintage paints, more Gansai paints. These were kept in the hutch. My White Knights paints. This is where I keep my gouache and any tubes of paint that are not watercolors. So gouache and liquid graphite and stuff like that. These are all of my watercolor swatches. And then all of my palette knives, which I of course use with gouache. And then there's this bottom drawer, which you can't see at all because it's so dark. That's just where I keep all of my wires and filming stuff and all the stuff that I wish I didn't have to live with because it's ugly, but I cannot get rid of it because I need it. So there you go. There's also a shelf above me that holds used sketchbooks and new sketchbooks that are small enough to fit on that shelf, and some miscellaneous craft supplies. But what I'd like to do is get my used sketchbooks down, actually. I thought, oh, I'll put them up there because I'm done with them. And I generally don't look through my old sketchbooks, but, you know, in the last, like, 2 or 3 sketchbooks, I've started, like, thumbnailing ideas that I genuinely like, and I'd like to have access to those old thumbnails more easily. So just for when I'm art blocked, I'd like to flip through my old ideas, because they sparked inspiration in me at one point or another, and maybe they will these days, and I don't want to forget ideas and stuff like that, so I'd like to have those more accessible. I think having my blank sketchbooks up there is fine because I only need to go up there and get them when I need a new sketchbook, so that's no big deal. But yeah, let's get started shuffling some stuff around. This plant is ridiculous. This guy. Alright. Okay. These. This. I basically just need to scoot this back a couple of feet so that I have room to move the old desk over to where this is. So I'm hoping I can just scoot it without too many issues. I definitely can, but I probably shouldn't be. And then I can definitely move the desk with stuff in it. I move it on accident all the time. It's not very heavy. Oh yeah. Well, that took off like part of the fucking drywall. Not a lot, but like a tiny bit. And I have to say, I've never been in a house where the paint comes off this easily. And now I can bring in the other desk. Oh my god. This is gonna be so cool. This is gonna be so cool. This is as far back as I can physically get the camera, so this is as much as I can show you. But you can see now there's the vanity and the desk. Now the vanity currently has most of its drawers pulled out slightly because I took all the hardware off to clean it. I just have them pulled out a little bit so that I can actually get back into them. But I can put the new desktop on top of this and see if it fits for the first time. Okay, so this could definitely be more perfect. I did consciously choose to make it the size of the tabletop, not the size of the full width of the vanity, because it has this trim border on it that sticks out farther than the actual flat surface. And now that I'm seeing it, I think I would have chosen to make it wider, but I wouldn't have chosen to make it deeper. I think this is nice. I actually like the plywood striping on the sides, and the color is not ideal, but it isn't bad. I don't mind it. Maybe I'll get some gel stain at some point and stain it a darker color, and now that I'm seeing them together, I think I will. Because I couldn't really tell what it was going to look like until I saw it in the lighting of this window next to the brown of this desk, right? So I think I will do that eventually, but on the whole, I'm pretty happy with this. It's actually a little deeper than my last desk, and because it's just a piece of plywood, I don't feel bad about clamping like my camera mount thing to it and worrying about damaging it or anything. It's just a piece of plywood, essentially, and that's what I was really worried about. So I think what I'll do for the slide is I will slice up some cork really thin and just put like 4 on each corner. I'm not gonna film that because that's really boring. It's the first time I've even like sat at it as if it were a desk. Yeah, okay, yeah, this works. My legs fit under here even though there's like a little shelf. My legs fit under here fine. Yeah, I think this is gonna work out really, really well. The hutch is on. I'm just going to wipe it down because it was sitting on the floor, so down here is a little bit dirty. And then once I'm done, I'm going to start putting stuff away. If you're the kind of person who paints hardwood furniture white, can I ask, what's wrong with you? Because it is so hard to keep painted furniture looking good. This thing is so chipped and it looks permanently dirty, and it would not look dirty if it was wood. Alright, so we've got several sketchbooks and things, and those can all go in this desk. And then there are things like social media notebook, fucking driver's ed guide, planner, and these will go over here. And I don't know if I'm gonna find a bookend for that at some point, but for the moment I'm just gonna lay them down. I got started with the organization by picking out which things would go on the top shelf. I decided that the painting palettes would stay up there. I mean, I say painting palettes, they're mostly plates. But they just fit really, really well, and I can still reach them no problem, so it doesn't matter if they're up there. And then I wanted to keep my sketchbooks accessible, but I also don't want them in the way, so I put those up there. And then I put some watercolor canvases that I haven't tried yet up there, just because I need to put them somewhere and they're not too heavy, so I'm okay with putting them on the top shelf. And then the last thing I put up there was a box of just random supplies, like for framing and like my gold leafing supplies that someone gave me. Those all went up there in that box that I made in fucking high school shop class, and I still have, just because the packaging is so, like, random and weird that I wanted to not look at it. Too much visual clutter. And then, the next day, I put the hardware back on the desk. Alright, so both the desks are here now, and I've moved most of the books and all of that, and I think now it's time to move on to moving the art supplies from what is now the like writing slash administration type desk over to the art desk. Now I'm sure some art supplies will still stay over here. This vanity has slightly less drawer space than this one. It doesn't have like a middle drawer right here, and then the top drawer on it is a little smaller than this one. So let's get started. To start with, I've got my colored pencil case, and I never used to keep it zipped up, but I think I will now because I'm thinking of keeping it on the little shelf where I'm keeping my sketchbooks and things, just because it does actually store vertically really well, and it's kind of annoying to get in and out of a drawer. So now that I have that shelf and there's plenty of space on it, I think I'm just going to keep this there. And that leaves these. So since I kind of want to keep things the same, I'm just going to put them in the equivalent drawer. So they used to be on the far left. So I'm going to put them there. Oh no! Okay. We're going to need to find somewhere to put this because it's too wide for the drawers. Ooh, but those two fit really satisfyingly in here. I'm also going to keep my filming stuff and my editing stuff over here, which means that I can use more of the drawers in this desk for art supplies. Unzipped pencil bag. Whiteout, which is necessary but unnecessary evil, goes over here. Masking tape goes over here, washi tape can stay over here, giant box of pens. I will need to sort through these and decide which ones are like office supplies and which ones are art supplies. These guys, graphitin pencils. I don't know about my handmade watercolors. I think I'll take them out and think about it, but I might keep them over here and try to move my watercolor making supplies into this desk. I'm not really sure how much of this I'm gonna film. It's not super aesthetic, and this area is like really dark, so it's hard to show it. So I think I'll do like film a little bit of me putting stuff away, and then I'll show you afterwards where everything ended up. I'm sorry if this is a little shaky. I never bothered to learn how stabilization works on this camera. I should probably do that at some point, but yeah. So I've organized things as best I can. I've got my pencil bag here, the small Gansai palette here, and underneath that are the Koh-i-Noor magic pencils. And those all fit in this little drawer. Down here we have the graphitin pencils, the Pentel color pens, the Marvi Lipen pens, my funny little crayons, which are actually meant to be up here, and then my erasers. In the bottom we've got my inking stuff, the Maya Himi gouache is down here, my color swatches are in this mini baking tin, which is adorable. And then clips and pencil sharpeners down here. This is not where I'd like to keep the Maya Himi gouache. I'd like to keep it somewhere more accessible so I could use it up and be done with it and get rid of it, but it doesn't really fit anywhere else in this desk, so I'd have to keep it in like the other desk, which I might still do eventually because I haven't organized that one yet, but for now I'm keeping it here. Here we have the other Gansai paints, the tinted ones. We've got my Schminke super granulation paints here. We've got my White Knights paints here. And then in the very back, we've got the graphite Gansai paints, and then the neon ones are underneath those. And this drawer is like so satisfyingly perfectly fit. I love it. Below that we have my regular palette. And then under that, we've got the Holbein Ghibli palette, and below that is the box that holds the tubes. And then we've got my Beam Paints Metallics, and all of my dot cards, my Isoro paints, and my vintage paints way in the back. And then down here we've got my tube paints, so gouache and liquid graphite and stuff like that. My two small little palettes here, my tiny little gouache palette here of the colors I mixed myself, palette knives, and then brush cleaner because I thought it made sense to keep that down here. Alright, this is absolutely hilarious to me, but I stuck a lamp down here so we could actually kind of see what's going on. So over here we've got all of my regular sketchbooks that I use. So we've got my, all the way over here we've got my naughty sketchbook that I can't show on YouTube. We've got my main watercolor sketchbook, we've got the ship book, we've got the long-term super secret project book, and we've got my faux homo sketchbook, or watercolor book, which is still makes me laugh, and then my regular sketchbook over there. And then we've got my colored pencil case over here, which fits really, really nicely on this little shelf. And then you can see behind the lamp, there's a little roll of tape. What I want to do eventually is get a little basket or make a little basket to go under here to hold my tape and stuff, because I think that would just be really convenient. Like, it's within reach, I could just reach down and grab it, you know, and it would help keep everything tidy, so I'd really like that. Do you like my lamp, by the way? It's a very cool old vintage lamp that I got for $3. I know you can't really see it that well, but I like it a lot. Here we are, it's the end of the day, and the studio makeover is essentially done. I'm really happy. I feel like this is going to be incredibly functional for me. I've got the writing / editing desk behind me, so I can just turn around and work there, and then while something's rendering or when I just want to do something else, I turn back around and I work at the art desk, which is in front of me and is so gorgeous. And I think it's really gonna be great. As I push forward into my art career and try to make big things happen with it, I'm going to need to really prioritize a functional space, and I think this is a really, really big step towards that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed doing this. I'm kind of tired because I've just been like standing, walking around, shuffling around like half of my belongings, half of my earthly possessions. I'm really glad to be making videos again. I'm really glad that I got to show you this, and I'm really excited to start using my new studio setup. I'm very excited to get back to work making nice, fantastic, large paintings again. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope I'll see you again next time. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and of course, I hope you're in a saucy mood and you'll leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.